James, I'm going to allow you to say the F word. Are we rolling?
Cunt.
You can't. No.
I can't say
cunt. It's not the F word.
I can't say cunt?
It's not the F word. I said I would allow you to say the F word.
I spell it cunt.
But you didn't pronounce it like that.
Yeah.
Is the F silent?
The F is silent.
The F's silent. All right, hello.
Depends on where you're from and the dialect in which you were raised.
Okay, it's fine. We're Canadian. We're both just white Canadian. It's fine.
Cunt.
For cunt. Okay.
Right.
Hello,
That's
people
cunt
who are
to
watching. My name is Chris.
I'm not Chris. I'm James. Hello.
It's James, and welcome to our very first episode of the Paperfree Podcast. Not streaming live. We're just recording this because we don't have the technology to stream it live, but we'll get there.
Recording this
maybe
in
one
front
day.
of a solar eclipse. That's the sun blocked
sun.
out by a smaller celestial body.
I know, it's a very convenient solar eclipse that it only happens in my room during this podcast.
Through capitalism, anything is possible.
And nowhere else. It's like the Borealis Borealis?
Aurora Borealis?
Yeah, that one. It's a Simpsons joke. I don't know if I nailed that or not. I didn't nail it.
I don't really watch The Simpsons. I haven't even... I'm going to go deep cut on the hipsterism. I haven't even watched The Simpsons in about 8 years, maybe.
I think the last time I watched The Simpsons was probably around when the Simpsons movie came out. I think I was a big fan back then, and then since then I haven't
The movie
really
is
watched
pretty
it.
okay.
I like the movie. I've seen the movie 10 times at this point, but...
Really?
Yeah,
I've
seen
seen
it
it
a lot.
maybe 3 times, but that's still a lot. 10 definitely beats the shit out of me and my viewing pleasure. But did you know that Stephen King wrote a novel called Under the Dome that they then turned into a TV series, which unironically pretty
With
much
Dean
has...
Norris from Breaking Bad. I know that.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. Well, you one-upped me on the useless trivia. Congrats. Yeah, enjoy your water.
I enjoy my water.
No, but that just has the exact same plot as the Simpsons movie. It's just like a giant dome out of nowhere is going to just be placed over top of town, and then, oh shit, panic for the...
Did it come before or after the Simpsons movie, though?
After.
Oh, okay, so...
It was like a year after. So.
But again, understanding how people write things, it can take you years and years to write something.
Or if you're Stephen King, it takes you 3 months and just half gram.
And pure
cocaine.
determination.
Pure
and
cocaine.
cocaine.
Pure cocaine.
And pure cocaine.
No credit to Mr. King. All credit to that Colombian Pura Vida, you know.
Well, Misery.
Blanca.
Misery is actually about cocaine, apparently. It's like a big,
allegory for...
Yeah. Apparently, it's the woman in Misery plays, the debilitating effects of cocaine, and somehow it's really nice and really sweet, and other times it just breaks your ankles when you're lying in bed.
We've all been there. Had cocaine break our ankles in a bed.
I have to admit, I haven't had cocaine break my ankles, but I have had...
Speak for yourself, brother.
Alcohol kick my ass, I guess. I'm boring. That's what we're getting across right now, is that I'm boring. I don't do enough cocaine.
Alright, quick, so people don't think you're boring, tell everyone at home the last time you got so drunk that bad things happened. No, that's a bad story. I don't know. Just I don't know.
One time I drank a lot and went to bed at 10 o'clock.
That's a good story.
Past my bedtime.
So why are you shouting?
It's 10 in the morning.
That's a good story.
I was in a forest naked. There was a dart in my butt. I don't know how it got there.
This happened to my friend one time. Have I told you this story?
No, you haven't, but please do.
Well, no, there wasn't a butt involvement, but there
was a dart? Did he got right in the neck with a dart or something?
No, but he did take a lot of acid one time, and then he just ran. And there's a giant mountain called Montreal, I guess for which the town of Montreal was named, in the center of Montreal. And one time he took a ton of acid, and he just ran through the woods, and he just tumbling down hills and shit. And he broke into a paddock of police horses at one point and set the police horses free. And then he ended up basically the next morning he did a search party of our other friends found him just naked in the woods, basically sleeping in the woods. And
yeah, so that happened to me one time when I was really drunk, and I forgot to mention I was in South America. I was in Colombia.
I was you should be more specific.
I was in Colombia. I was hit with
Cartagena lifestyle.
I was hit with a poison dart after having a raunchy night out on the town.
A poison dart?
A poison dart.
Maybe,
I died.
Maybe it was just... Oh, you died.
I died.
Wow,
yeah.
That's a good story.
I ripped in peace, and
whom am I speaking?
The good news is I undieded myself. I've since undieded. So I'm back to the good old living days.
You're undieded, but I'm 20-dieded. So if you can see here, camera.
Why do you just have that?
Why don't you? See? D20. What's good?
Man just casually has a D20
That's fine. It's on the floor now. We didn't
I'm getting it.
I don't need
it. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. I'm falling. I'm actually falling. Get!
I could have done it.
I did it, but I
put
helped
it in
you.
my drink.
I helped you.
Beverage.
I gave my friend a hand. So James, to many
What
people,
if I needed a foot?
to many people,
Right.
this might be their second viewing of you because by the time the show first airs, you're in that, and
Yeah.
this will come out on the Thursday. So why don't you tell the good people of YouTube, I guess. What's your story, man? What's your story?
My story?
Yeah.
Jesus, I don't know.
I know a broad question, but
I don't know. I do a lot of stuff. I write things and I tell jokes sometimes, and I go wow in front of a microphone on stage, and the people go, "Wow, you are so handsome and talented," and then they all stand up and applaud. This happens pretty much anytime I do anything. When I'm out shopping, when I'm getting out of the shower, when I'm walking my dog, when I'm coming home drunk, lonely at 2:30 in the morning and public transit stops running. Just all of these times.
People are just constantly giving you a round of
raucous
applause.
applause. Yeah, I don't know. I guess.
That's a good story. So you're gonna be helping me this summer, right?
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Oh, we work together. We have a
Well, yeah, we did. We worked in the past together, and we have done some really cool things together. We've done some things that we tried out that didn't quite work out, so we're trying a new thing.
We made some shit.
We made some shit.
Some
But we've
garbage.
also made some really cool things. We made a short film, which is still pending some festivals, but we're hoping that
I
it
haven't
will.
seen the final cut. I couldn't tell you on what side of that line it falls yet. Just this being the cool side, this being the shit side. So
It's not on the shit side.
Okay.
It's close to the cool side.
I mean, I'm not going to just discredit your months of effort, but be like, it's fucking garbage. Like,
I mean, your name's not attached to it too, as much as mine
Yeah,
is.
hey, we all. The rule number one of making the art, you just got to be comfortable vomiting out piles of garbage forever, and then after a while, you make things that aren't poop, and then
You build up to the not poop. No one ever just nails their first thing. You can't tell me a story of something you just nailed on your first time. I don't think there's anything I've
Hey,
ever.
your mom? No, I'm sick.
Oh, my mama!
I'm 6.
Okay.
No, I was trying to think of a counterpoint example, but I don't know. Yeah, like nobody just kills
Something
it
I nailed on my first try.
Your mom?
The first and only time I ever played PUBG, I did okay.
Yeah, that's
I
true.
did okay. I think I came in like the top 5, which wasn't too bad. I've never played since then. But
I won a game of Fortnite on my second time playing, but that doesn't count because it's not the first.
It's your second time.
So,
That's not your first time. It's your second time.
Yeah.
You bitch.
All right, I know. No need to get aggressive.
Punk ass bitch.
A pab.
A pab.
Pabs
a pub
in the house.
Anyways, no, I don't know if anything I've ever just nailed on my first try.
I'm like I tend to choke. I mean, like that's just right. I think that nobody you gotta just make things that suck for a while and then you won't eventually. But I personally I just choke at everything. So I have this bad tendency of choking. Like I used to throw javelin in high school, right? And fucking you doing okay in the practices when you get up there on the day of an actual meet, I think it's called, and then fucking throw that shit so bad it goes the opposite direction, almost impales a passerby. That was my MO for the longest time. So yeah, I'm not going to be the one to be you're killing it from the get go. So.
We know we are going to nail on our first try. Podcast.
I hope so.
Podcast.
Yeah, well, we're still ironing this out. You know what? If you want to leave a comment or a subscription or send us an email, write us a letter.
Don't send us an email. Please don't send us an email.
Write us a letter.
You can write us a letter. I don't care about that.
Send it to us via pigeon or Canada Post or
a group of flies and you just.
Yeah, if you could successfully coerce 25 or so flies to lift
If 25 or so flies come to my house carrying a nice, well-crafted letter, or even a letter that just writes "fuck you, bitch" inside of it as content, I would be very, very okay with this.
I wouldn't even be mad. If someone took the time to write a really hateful thing towards me, but they did. They got a parchment and a roll of parchment. They stamped it with a wax stamp. They wrote it in calligraphy. And then took the time and expense to send it to me. I still wouldn't be mad. That's why negative feedback on social media is so cheap. Someone can be like, "Yeah, fuck you, bitch," from the ease of the comfort of their armchair at home.
Yeah, but
that
you
means nothing.
just walk away from your computer. That means nothing.
Yeah, it means
Who
you can ignore
cares?
it super easily. But if someone took the time and the effort to really make a nice missive, with the level of credentials that you would use to send an invitation to the White House dinner or an acceptance to Hogwarts School of Witchcraft and Wizardry.
You open that letter and it just instantly smells like farts. That'd be really neat. I'd be like, damn, that smells like farts. How did they even achieve that? I don't.
Right? Like, but I wouldn't be mad.
I wouldn't be mad either. Yeah, I'm with you.
You gotta recognize game at a certain point.
So when you are playing the hate game that hard, you gotta put a little bit. You gotta be like, you gotta tip your hat a little bit, as the gentlemen would say, because it's cheap hate is everywhere nowadays. You get dislikes, you fuck, you bitch, you get like I don't like.
You'd be
your
shocked
shit.
the amount of racist, frankly, just flagrant and racist comments I receive on the daily, and this is just from passerby in the streets mostly.
This man doesn't even do this. This man doesn't even receive cyberbullying, just regular bullying.
Regular bullying.
Just regular bullying.
The world has had enough.
There's like, you just see him walking down the street. He's like, what the fuck? I gotta give that man a piece of my mind.
There'll be times when like no one's even there, but someone will just whisper like, "Kill yourself," and I'll turn around and it'll be a ghost. A ghost will tell me to die.
It's like Mother Nature just whispering in your ear, "Fuck you, bitch. You're gonna be
like the rustling of leaves will be done in such a way so as to connote something offensive to me. Like I hear it. It's real. You don't know.
It's real. You know what I mean? Like you can't prove it's not real. You can't prove it's not real.
You can't prove.
There's a lot of stuff you can't prove is not real.
You can't prove magic isn't real.
You can't prove that tomorrow I will wake up with 3 hands.
You could.
You can't prove that.
If you drink enough polonium.
If I drink enough, if I just get my daily dose of radiation, might grow something on my forehead.
See, but that's my beef with like radiation.
Also cancer. I might get cancer.
Well, yeah, well, this is to my point. Like I have beef with radiation because like how it's presented to me in TV and literature, versus how it actually works, right? Like you're like, oh, like you think it's gonna be like the Futurama thing or like the Simpsons thing where it's like, oh, it's a fish with a comical third eye, but you only get those kind of crazy mutations by like series of like when it infects the genome of a certain like animal, and then like generations down the line they start having mutations, and so like then they're like 40 years down the line like there'll be a fish born with 3 eyes, whatever. The first one's just gonna like die, but then like the initial thing that happens, like, if you get infected with radiation, you're just gonna get like a really not fun mutation. It's just gonna be like, oh, like one of your lungs just is like stops working now, or just like you just have cancer and will die. And
you're gonna get your daily dose of radiation. You're just expecting to have like teleportation. Man, I want to teleport, melt. And then you go to the doctor and it's like, wow, one of your kidneys is just gone. I don't know how that's even possible.
Or like your face will just melt or something. It's not like fun mutations. Like you don't get any cool ones. Like you are never gonna get like a third arm at the chest. It's only if like you don't die and then you have a kid and then like that kid has like 4 more kids and then like they'll all be weird kind of, and then like the 5th, like
then you eventually get that one kid that's like that just nails that mutation and they just fucking own it.
But it's still a jip. Yeah, so
everyone else in that kid's family is gonna be dead.
Yeah.
But that kid's gonna have 3 really sweet arms. Like one of them's gonna be like.
Well, no, it's gonna be 2 like kind of sweet arms, and it's gonna be like one that's like this,
But again, maybe it nails them. Maybe it's like actually like a hand.
Yeah, but it's gonna be not gonna be a full arm where it's just like, oh shit, like it's gonna be like this, like half formed, like it's gonna be like a baby arm, and it's gonna be useless and non-functional.
But like again, 3 generations down the line, someone's gonna be getting that sweet ass arm. Again, that kid's family, they're gonna have like an arm up on their face and be like, "Kill me."
Yeah, but but that kid would have to fuck for that to happen, Like all right, so let's be real here. So like, are you gonna fuck that? Not that kid, but I mean, like, if you went on a Tinder date and like this is a hypothetical because but
I'm obviously not okay. Well, I mean, the hypothetical could be a woman that has.
That's where I'm going. So you go on a Tinder date and the lady has like an arm like sticking out of her chest. Like, is that a deal breaker for you?
Man, I mean, no pornography nowadays. Everyone's into anything. I mean, I could see someone that's like,
find me a video in which a woman has like an actual third arm growing out of her chest.
There could be some weird like again like
third dick.
If someone has like a thing for mutants or like mutation or something or experimentation.
I think enough people were raised on like 90s cartoons like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Like I think you could find somebody.
Oh, I absolutely think. Again, like it starts in your childhood, right? So you got to watch something like some kid watches Futurama, sees some hot babe in the background of the sewer land.
Obviously Leela.
Some kids like, damn, she pretty.
Leela is a babe.
She's a babe. And then 10 years down the line they're like, man, just have a craving for that, and then it's just a downhill slope from there. All of a sudden, you're like hitting Tinder up, and you're like, yo, all I'm looking for is them weird bitches. I'm only looking for those girls that got like.
That usually gets great results. If you advertise.
I'm only looking for weird bitches. Please date me. Only the weird bitches, please. I know I don't know how many people out there consider themselves to be weird bitches.
I don't know, I'm a pretty weird bitch.
I'm a pretty weird bitch?
Yeah.
You're a pretty weird bitch?
Yeah.
We're both weird bitches?
Yeah.
Nice. But I'm not weird bitch enough that, like, I have, like, again, like a tail.
No.
I've seen
What?
a porno where some girl has like a little tail.
You mean like they bought like a costume piece?
No,
Or
like
they
it's
kinda,
got it's like a thing. It's
Like-
actually like sticks out. It's like this long.
like a real tail?
Yeah, it was on like R what the fuck or something like that on off Reddit. As if I need to tell anyone that at this point. But it was like, what? And you're kind of looking at it like, I get it.
You know, do we have show notes? You know show notes?
No.
It's just for podcasts. It's like, well, whoever does the editing, basically, you go through afterwards, and all of the things that you talk about that reference like popular culture or media. Or,
You
like,
just throw like an image
you,
up somewhere?
You put a link up to it. You put like a link to all of them. In,
Here,
like,
this is what's gonna happen. Where's the framing?
All I'm saying is like that needs to go in the show notes.
Right here,
Weird.
you're gonna. I'm gonna put a picture. I'm editing this video, so
Okay.
right here, I'll put a little photo of it. I assume
I
I'm
hope you
instantly gonna be
censor
demonetized
Yeah.
this video. But then again, I'm not monetizable anyway. I don't have enough subscribers, so fuck the police.
Jokes
and
on
I
YouTube.
can,
We're not making any goddamn money.
you can't take my money if I'm not making any
We
money.
don't have any to take.
If you don't have any, maybe they'll break. Maybe YouTube will just break my house and be like, "This is mine now. You put that shit out there."
Yep.
I mean,
I wish that's how it worked. Like YouTube actually sent like representatives to like in ski masks to just like
to break into you and
just
like
steal
steal
like
your
a,
shit.
like a nickel from your house for putting up a.
You better stop putting bad
Still-
shit out on our website. Or else
Enough
we're
with the
fucking-
weird pornography. We told you. We sent you warnings, written and verbal warnings, which you ignored time and time again.
I'll give you your dog back as long as you behave yourself.
Yeah. Well, I said I through a mutual friend I met this guy who shall remain nameless, but he's
Go
he'll
for
go
the
by
nameless.
weird guy.
Why don't you go by like Sam?
All right, so let's.
Or did I just nail Sam's name? Well, it's not Sam, right?
Well, I can't tell you if you did.
Let's assume that I just did. It's Sam.
You
Okay.
didn't, but if you did, I couldn't tell.
Sam. Tell us about Sam.
You're shit at protecting anonymity. Well, this is like a tangent, but like he used to be a member of the Irish Mafia out in Montreal, and he I don't even know. He said there was like two classes of like enforcers that they would have when they sent them to people's houses to like either scare them or beat the shit out of them, and then the one kind was called a doorman. So like they just show up at the door and they're just like, "We're large men. Give us what we asked for, please, because we tell you again." And then the other kind was a hammerman. And these dudes would roll up with like trench coats and then they would open them and they would have like a fucking like sledgehammer just dangling. And obviously it was mostly used for intimidation, but occasionally they would have to bring a sledgehammer to some people's knees. I guess where I'm going with this is like, yeah, if YouTube had that kind of, service in their employ, maybe a lot could get done. Who knows?
I know YouTube would really clean itself up if it was threatening their users with physical
They
violence.
should clean up their act, honestly. I've had enough of this, like, mamby-pamby, like, we're gonna kowtow to intellectual
Everyone
property.
will be kid friendly. We're no more swears. Dang, tootin' Putin.
Have you seen the kid-friendly YouTube channels, though? Like, all the Spider-Man and Elsa shit? Like,
Yeah, I know. All
all the Brazilian channels? I mean,
It's-
full
it's-
credit to, like, H3 for they do the whole thing.
It's there. Yeah, they kind of called it out, but
I mean, we're not original here.
let me put it
That's
this
what
way.
we don't do.
I get it. What matters to a lot of YouTubers and what matters in a sense is getting eyes on your content and keeping it on there for as long as possible. And as much as that sucks to say, because it really fucks over people like animators and shit like
Fucks
that.
over anyone who puts effort into content that isn't like a certain length of
I know,
Just
but then you got
as
pieces.
we learned, like it was things that we're scripting out videos, we're acting them out, we're shooting them, we're editing them along with a certain narrative, and that takes a lot of time, and that's just shit. I could just film myself like vomiting in an alleyway for an equivalent amount of minutes, and that would probably just garner much more attention, right? 'Cause
People like their shock value. But that's the point. People look something up there. Kids are fucking like YouTube, and they're like, give me some Elsa shit. Give me some Elsa spice. Some spicy Elsa. And then they get some video where they're like, damn, Elsa's doing some shit. And then they keep watching. Your views go up. Your watch time goes up. Your subscribers probably don't go up because they're children and they don't get it. But all this shit goes up. On paper, it looks awesome. You're achieving the goals that you need to achieve. That YouTube basically says you need to achieve these goals. Watch time, engagement, views, clicks. You throw some spicy shit out there, and people are like, "Damn, that's spicy!" And then all of a sudden, you got like 1 million views on some weird video where Spider-Man's like humping Elsa's face, And then what do you know? You got a viral video, and then you got a national scandal that gets picked up from the Washington Post and all those other places, and then.
What? More publicity?
More publicity, exactly. And then YouTube's like, "Oh shit," and then these other videos are like, "Oh shit," and then finally they get their comeuppance, but everyone else gets fucked over in the process.
Oh yeah.
That was the point I was making there. There you go. We came around. We actually got there.
We did get there.
We did get there.
Money.
Money.
Yeah, no, that's a whole deal. I mean, like, I don't know. But I think, to be fair, like, on paper as well is, like, just the biggest lie that exists, you know? Like, as you were saying, like, just success on paper, right, is how it looks like.
I know, yeah. Success is not on paper. But again, in theory, in on paper, this is what you want to achieve. And they're achieving it, they're just not achieving it through the best means possible. Or
hollow. It's
a sustainable means, more or less.
Yeah.
You know, you get your 15 minutes of fame, then what else can you do, you know? I guess you get a bit of a following, but where do you transition from there? You know, where do you... If YouTube is saying you can't create this content anymore, it's not geared toward... You can't gear it towards children anymore. Adults don't want to fucking watch that shit. I don't care about any of that shit, and I'm a young adult. My question
is, why would you have 15 minutes of fame? Because I feel like a lot of people are like that. I mean, obviously it's just like an adage or whatever, but like, to use the whole term, like, you know, like, 15 minutes of fame, like, that's the thing, like, the whole notion of being momentarily famous in, like, an age in which, you know, people have limited attention spans, the whole 15 minutes of fame thing. I just don't get why you would want that as opposed to, like, in theory, infinite minutes of just relative obscurity, just doing whatever the fuck you want. The trick is getting paid for it, so that's, you know.
Yeah. I think the theory is that when you are I've never had that famous moment, but when you are in that famous moment, it must feel so good. And you're like, wow, I should keep doing what I'm doing. And then what you're doing is not sustainable unless you really play it up well.
Build a platform.
Like, Cash Me Outside bitch. The Cash Me Outside bitch.
She is a millionaire. She's laughing.
I know, like, she took her 15 minutes of fame and fucking, she took off with that shit. She's producing like an album right now. She tours.
No.
She became like a rapper.
No.
That's exactly what happened.
To be fair, anyone can become a rapper these days.
But she became a rapper.
I say this as a fan of, like, a lifelong fan of hip hop, and don't assume it to be just I'm like another shitty white guy gonna come in and just be like, knows nothing about rap.
Hit them rhymes all the time.
Like, anyone can become a rapper. Oh, no. But I mean, like, this, like, for those of you with dreams, by the way, now's the time. Well, actually, this leads us into a little segment I like to call career advice from people who don't know anything about careers. We'll shorten the title next time.
We'll get it right.
Throw a comment up if you have anything punchy for that, because I didn't spend any time thinking about the title.
We came up with this idea maybe 10 minutes before we turned the camera on. Maybe 10 minutes.
Yeah, but so here's...
Actually, you came up with this idea.
Here's the deal. We know that many of you guys here at home, you know, you have aspirations, you have dreams, but the difference between wanting a thing, even really wanting a thing, and actually just being a thing for a lifestyle, there's a gap there, you know, and we're going to help you guys bridge it. So today, we're going to give you guys career advice on how to become a rapper in 2018. All right, so from two people who are experts in the field. So that's
experts. We are the
I'm
expertise. We are from Lil Pup Productions.
Lil Pup
Productions.
All right, so step one, you're going to want to purchase about $400 to $500 of alprazolam tablets. That's Xanax for those of you not in the know. And you're going to want to just you don't have to do them. You don't even have to dispense them to other people. You just got to have them around you and your friends. So, like, when people take Instagram photos of you and your friends, they know what you're about, and that is creating hip-hop music.
And let me tell you, if you ever get busted by the police, you will make headlines for having 400 tablets of whatever the fuck you just said.
Alprazolam.
That's your 15 minutes of fame. You take that 15 minutes of fame, boo! You know, you hit it. You hit it.
If you don't worry about going to prison, because if you go to prison, that's a huge boon to your career.
It is.
Just look at Bobby Shmurda. Actually, on the tangential note, he got busted with the homies of having 227 grams of crack cocaine and assault rifles in the studio, and then he went to jail for several years. And would you look at how successful he is now? The crowds, they're clamoring to see Bobby Shmurda.
I gotta be honest, I've never heard of him.
Oh, it's okay. It ruined.
It
ruined his whole life.
Okay,
it won't happen for you if you.
It won't happen for you. That's how you get success, folks, through illegal activity. All right, what else? James from Little Pup Productions.
Step 2, you're going to want to buy a bandana. Go on AliExpress.com and just find cheap imitations of all the latest streetwear brands. You're going to want to get
James, I would like to take that
Supremes. Yeah.
I'd like to take that one step further and say you buy multiple bandanas. You need to have one for your head. You got to have one over the scalp, one in the front, two on your arms, one on your junk, one on your butt. You know, you got to have them everywhere.
You're going to want to look like a sailboat where you're just covered in various nautical flags, each indicative of a certain thing so that the Coast Guard or other passing ships can identify you immediately on sight.
You open your arms and you just fly away.
More importantly, people need to know what you're about before you ever open your mouth. Because that's what it is as a rapper.
I'm going to be honest, if I ever saw a man walking around covered in bandanas, just fucking head to toe bandanas, I'd be like, damn, can I buy your album, please?
Yeah.
Can I please buy your album right now? Can you drop that
album?
album? Can you drop that fire
mixtape.
shit? Can you drop it now? I need to buy the
shit.
album.
He needs it. See that intensity? You're going to want to bring that, but just through how you look. Like, without saying any of that, you need to convey that to them.
Doesn't matter how bad it is or how
public.
shit, it's fire. It's instantly fire. Fire.
It's
That's how
fire.
you become a rapper.
Yeah, rule number 2. Everything is fire. Nothing is not fire. Every single thing you produce is the greatest thing, not only that you've ever produced, but that ever has been produced, period. And you need to operate under that assumption, and even when probably multiple times people prove you wrong, they say, hey, this could be improved in here, you don't tolerate that criticism. You tell them to get the fuck out of your lifestyle. You know what? And you keep doing you.
You actively say, I'm going to prove you wrong. I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing, even if what I'm doing is not sustainable. I'm going to keep doing it because fuck him. Because no one tells me what to do.
You can swear. You can say, you don't talk to me like that, you fuck cunt. Whatever you want to, just you let them know.
You big boy.
Yeah, you call him a big boy. People don't like that if you're facetious about it when you call them a big boy.
You're snarly about it. You big boy.
You big boy. You big man, huh?
You big man.
You big man, huh?
All right, next thing you gotta do, James.
Oh yeah, you gotta go AliExpress, get as many fake chains as you can buy in bulk. You're gonna want to get like the streetwear brands, knock off the Supremes, your Gucci's. You're gonna want your Comme des Garçons, your Palace clothings. You're gonna want your Adidas and your Nikes and all of these.
The squats are important.
Germans told me is actually pronounced Adidas. That's the German way you go. Adidas.
Adidas.
Yeah, that's how they do it. I was in Australia recently. You meet a lot
of Germany.
No, but like German, there's a lot of German tourists there, and also everywhere because they get 6 weeks of paid holiday per year, which is what you could have if you were rapping. You could have
as much paid holidays as you want.
Yeah, it just depends on your
just
capacity
pay yourself.
to work.
You pay yourself, man.
SoundCloud pays for itself. So once you get that up there, it's making money for you. You don't have to leave the host.
Once you hit Spotify, you hit iTunes Music, you're fucking rolling in money.
You're rolling.
Don't listen to what anyone says.
Rolling nickels at that point.
Rolling in those dollar purchases.
That's 5 cents for non-Canadian viewers. That's what a nickel is.
I think everyone knows what a nickel is.
They actually don't, because I said nickel a lot of times just as like the butt of a joke in Australia, and everyone's like, nickel? And I was like, yeah, it's 5 cents. And so people don't.
Really?
I just assume nickel.
People know what
is
dimes
universal.
are?
Yeah, everyone knows what a dime is.
How about a penny?
Yeah.
People know what a penny, quarter?
Not a nickel.
I'm going to assume no one really knows what a loony and toonie are, but...
No.
That one's pretty self-explanatory.
But nickels, nobody knows
What do they call 5 cents?
I don't know.
Called like 5 cents?
Yeah.
That's a mouthful.
5
That's
cents,
such a mouthful.
5 cents or 5 pence, depending on the country.
Oh.
Yeah.
I don't call a nickel 25 cents.
You wouldn't call a nickel 25 cents because then...
I said quarter.
Oh,
did I say quarter? Maybe I didn't.
I didn't. You said nickel.
Okay, I wouldn't call a quarter
You're
25 cents.
Downright rambunctious today.
How about if we call it a 20th?
A 20th?
That's a nickel. A 20th.
Yeah?
That's math. That's math for you folks.
I don't work for the Royal Canadian Mint. I'm not in a position to be making decisions about what does and does not constitute a nickel. So I'm going to just go ahead and say that that's fine forever.
How much change do you need? I need a 20th. All right, nice.
All right, and speaking of 20th, this brings me around to the next thing you're going to need to be successful as a rapper, and that's face tattoos, all right?
Yes.
You're going to need, look, it wasn't a thing that you had to have in the 1980s or 1970s or 1990s, or even the mid-2000s. But now, in 2018, if you want to make it big, you're going to need some fucking face tattoos, all right?
Best case scenario is you get a deal with a brand, like Colgate. You get Colgate on your side. You're like, yo, Colgate, I'm a fire rapper. They're like, damn, son, here's some money. And then what you do is you get Colgate right across your face.
Colgate is thug. Colgate has always been thug. This is a time-tested brand that has remained popular with the youths of whatever generation since easily the mid-1950s. So you're gonna want, yeah, Colgate's a great sponsor. Thank you for Colgate.
As well, Huggies and Dollar Shave Club, they love it. Just everywhere on your face. You get shit everywhere. That's how you do. That's how you make money on the side of you're making money. Yeah. If you can't make enough money, you just get brands all over yourself.
You're going to want the Huggies to let people know that you have a baby, which lets people know in turn that you have had sex in some point, which is something a thug would do. So the Huggies, that's for that. And for the Dollar Shave Club, anyone who listens to the podcast, they're going to fuck with you immediately because they know that you're getting the lowest cost shave that you could possibly obtain via ordering something from the internet on a monthly basis, all right? And they're going to know you're not no goddamn idiot paying for razors in the store like a goddamn idiot, Spending, $8 on a razor, $20 on a razor, $418 on a razor? I don't fucking think so, all right? You're going to want to get dollarshaveclub.com. And I don't know why I'm continuing to talk about this because they are not a sponsor.
They're not a sponsor.
This is free. Well,
but Dollar Shave Club, call us up.
Are we allowed to request that they sponsor us now?
We can request anything.
That's a free advertisement.
Hey, Huggies, well, come on. We got the market share. We got the moms. We got the young kids. You know, fuck with us, Huggies.
Yeah.
Fuck with us. Please fuck with us, Huggies.
Fuck with us, Huggies. What's good?
That's how you do, man.
What's good?
But James,
that's me.
How to be a rapper?
Well, we've covered face tattoos, attire, attitude, and so much more.
Okay, James, what about music?
No,
we don't.
That's not an essential component. You don't need to.
No, yeah, I agree. You kind of just...
Social media. You're gonna want to get a strong
of
social media presence. If you don't have the time to manage, your various social media accounts. We're talking Twitter, Facebook, AOL, MSN Messenger. MSN Messenger Lite, MSN Messenger Pro, Hotmail,
AOL,
Instagram. I just said AOL. Did you fucking
AOL 2?
AOL
hasn't been invented yet. Going to be invented soon.
AOL
You'll
2,
see. You hear it here, folks.
Google Hangouts. You're gonna want to use Skype, Discord on top of your Skype. You're going to want to get a twitch.tv streaming account to stream all your live music creation projects. YouTube, if you're feeling scuzzy, if you're feeling slummy about it, whatever. Not many people use the service, but
I know it's a little website. I've probably never heard of it.
Use that one.
Newgrounds. You got to get Newgrounds.
Newgrounds.com. Yeah, not enough people are fucking with Newgrounds.
Just go on RuneScape and fucking chat with some people. Yo, visit my website. You get a website.
Yeah, drop spam links to your SoundCloud in chat and RuneScape. That's what you're definitely going to want to do that.
I was about to say Club Penguin, but that's gone. They can't do that anymore.
That doesn't exist anymore?
No, they closed it down.
What?
That's how you be a real rapper, man.
This is earth-shattering news.
Okay.
You know what? Call the whole thing off.
You can't be a rapper anymore.
No,
we just figured it out.
Club Penguin, sorry. All this advice is worthless. There's no fucking Club Penguin.
I know. It's not possible anymore.
You can't do it.
Best case scenario. What you can do is probably become a professional musician or something like that. But not a rapper. You can't be a rapper.
Alternative, you could take years to learn how to play and become virtuosic at an instrument.
I recommend you learn how to play a saxophone. Saxophones
even
are
your voice
high
if
demand.
you want. Even if you want to use that voice to say rhyme words to a certain rhythm and attain flow, but you can't be a rapper. I'm sorry. You could. Yeah, I would recommend the saxophone as well. Have you guys ever heard of a little seductress by the name of Kenny G? Because that is one of the finest musicians of our generation. And if you don't know who Kenny G is, Google Kenny G. What are you doing?
Yeah, why do we have to explain this shit to you?
Who do you think you are?
You're on the fucking computer.
Who do you think you are that you
together.
don't know?
We are not your dad. We're not your parents. We don't have control over you.
We're not your gay dads.
We're not your gay dads. Even though we love you very much.
We love each other very much.
We love each other and you very much. We're not your gay dads. So fuck your face.
It's not about that.
Go on Google or go on Bing. We can't just be hitting up Google all the time.
Bing.
Gotta go on Bing.
You could use DuckDuckGo if you value your privacy. That's what Tor uses.
They keep your shit secret, allegedly.
Hide your porn. DuckDuckGo.
DuckDuckGo. There we go.
DuckDuckGo, jerk off over here. That's their slogan. You can check it out online at www.duckduckgojerkoffoverhere.com.
If you can't find DuckDuckGo, just Google it.
/bustin' nuts.
Bustin' nuts.
All right. Well, so Club Penguin is dead. That's bad news.
That is bad news.
But I have some good news, which is that the kush about to be legal. Woo!
Oh, we're talking about that. All right.
That is to say that marijuana legalization is finally about to pass Canada's Senate via a sweeping vote today, as to be determined later today.
Well, maybe not a sweeping vote. I think that's a little bit of premature celebration right now. In Canada, we are going to be the first of the G7 countries to legalize marijuana. In theory, at the end of the summer, that's going to happen, which is...
Remember when it was a G8, but now it's not?
Yeah, I guess someone dropped out, eh?
They just dropped one, anyway.
It was who was the one that dropped out? I don't know. But anyways.
I'm looking at you, Uruguay.
Fucking no. But yeah, we're going to be the first country. Our Senate is doing a very important vote today. In theory, the Senate vote today is the most difficult vote that the legalization is going to have to pass. All signs look like it's going to pass today, but of course, as everyone knows, politics can get shaken up every so often. So we'll have to see. And hopefully we will have legal marijuana. Not because I'm like, yo, pot man, but just because it's a smart thing to do. It's actually just a smart economic decision in order to take something that's, for the most part, pretty damn harmless compared to a lot of other shit that's legal right now, and just be like, hey, go for it. We'll tax that shit. Just get that around. People will be happy. Less crime. Less money for the gangs. But it's just a smart decision. So I approve of this, and I hope that it does pass today because it'd be a really exciting thing for Canada just to say, it's good. You can do it.
Now, I do support marijuana legalization purely because of A. Lamau. It's that kush. No, I don't know. I don't smoke weed. I've never smoked weed, so it's not really relevant to me. But the thing I will say is that if you know, like, specifically taking money out of the hands of hardened criminals, you know, like operators of illicit criminal outfits. I mean, you walk around the streets of Montreal and you see leather-clad bikers just lighting $100 bills on fire, and just they don't even have room in their goddamn pockets for all of the money they're stuffing in there, and they like will cackle at one another as they roast up the meth pipe, you know, and just this is just out in the streets, and all I'm saying is it's a disaster, and you can help do your part, you know. Buy a blunt, smoke it in the streets to show your support. Buy a flag that has a cannabis emblem on it. Go to a local souvenir store and buy some kind of Rasta souvenir, some kind of beanie, anything to show your support to our members of parliament, our legislative bodies here in Canada, that this is what you feel passionate about as a citizen of this great country. And even if you don't live here, even if you don't live in Canada, God forbid you live in North Korea or something, but, you know, like, just, you know, show your support, you know, let the people know. This is how democracy works in the world that we live in today. You know, public opinion, you just...
So basically what we're saying is, if you support legalization in any way, shape, or form, drop everything you're doing and become a fucking Rasta. That's what we're saying, right? You go all in on it. You go 110%, just in on the kush, the dank kush.
Well, because this is what this is what the world needs. It needs more white Rastas. That's what
needs more white people just being like, that thing over there, it's mine now.
Like adopting like dilettante, like cultural appropriatory Rastafarianism. That's what we need.
That's exactly what we need.
As well.
But it's a really exciting story because I just think it's cool, and I think it's a good decision. So I'm looking forward to that vote later tonight. And by the time this video comes out, I'm gonna put a little thing right here whether or not the vote passed, and that'll be exciting for you to watch on Thursday.
Yeah, while we're at it, you know, to throw us your opinions, because we're on the internet. That's a place for those. You know, like, how do you feel about it happening? Do you live in Canada? Do you not live in Canada? Are you in favor? Are you against it? How do we feel, folks at home? You know.
And if you're against it, who hurt you? Who hurt you?
Who hurt you?
Who hurt you?
Yeah, what kind of a savage?
What kind of a monster?
But you're entitled to your opinion.
All this thing that you shouldn't agree with.
But at the same time, so I mentioned this to Chris earlier, but we're gonna bring it up again because it's fun. It's just a fun topic for fun people to discuss, and it's a fun, you know, it's a time of fun, just a whole time.
I feel like I already know where this is going, but we'll go there. Okay.
Well, hold on. Where do you think it's going?
No, I want you to finish.
No, you go ahead.
No.
No, where do you think it's going?
I think it's going somewhere.
Well, you're not wrong, but way to pick the most general answer to a question that you could possibly give, you piece of human garbage.
Over there.
Over there?
Over there.
Well, it's going squarely in the direction of D's nuts, because I did want to ask about virtual reality porn. Now, for those of you who don't know, Chris is in possession of an HTC Vive, which is a fancy newfangled device that you can use to play virtual reality video games. Oh. And in addition, you know, like, I've heard a lot of buzz about, you know, like, you can use it to check out some pornography. Those of you who may browse the pornography websites for, you know, now and again might realize that, like, oh, what's this? They've added a new category, and down here.
What is this thing?
Right next to bukkake, it's virtual reality porn. No, I think they alphabetize them, so it wouldn't be next to bukkake, but
it'd be down near, like, zebra porn.
Zebra porn.
I
hope that's
or zzz porn. Sleeping porn.
I hope it's not. I hope neither of those are a thing, but I know they are. So it's just.
I mean, fucking. You know, I'm not like talking like a real zebra. I'm talking like a furry, like a fucking like.
Yeah, I still know my statement still stands.
Why did I do this as a furry? This means furry, right?
That's how they do. They like to walk.
Seems furry. Yeah. Even I kind of caught myself on that one. I was like.
They do march kind of in this like artificial like kind of like duck step fashion.
So yeah, VR porn. So VR porn. I have a Samsung phone. I have a Samsung S7, which is a good phone. And a little while back, I got this phone.
It's also a phone.
It's also a phone. But you can buy a virtual reality like headset for the phone. You can actually, you know, it's kind of
the Gear VR.
Right? Yeah, the Gear VR. It's virtual reality on a budget.
Buy one today.
I bought one of those probably back when I was in wasn't high school. Must have been like second year or first year. And like, I wasn't even aware of it really at the time when I got the thing. I was just kind of like, oh, this is a cool thing. I have the phone for it. It's extra $100. Why the fuck wouldn't I do this? So I got it, and then from there I discovered the wonders of VR porn. So Pornhub's got it. You know, it's cool. Like, have you ever tried it or no? No, you've never tried it?
That's why I'm asking.
I mean, it's interesting. Let me put it this way. VR is one of those things that you cannot describe to anyone unless you experience it. Because, like, even you can agree. Like, you've done VR.
What if I told you to try, though?
Okay, so, again, the interesting thing about...
of me not, like, and, like, not, you know, just...
For the purposes of the podcast.
Yeah.
So, for the purposes of the podcast, basically...
I could put on the headset right now, and I could just report...
It's not set up right now.
Okay,
I could.
We'll get back to that. We'll do it.
We'll get there. It'll be a segment in the future.
We'll do
a future thing, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hashtag nut.
Hashtag. Leave us a like if you want that to happen, or leave us a dislike if you also want that to happen. But the point is,
like it's happening now.
It's basically just you put the thing on and you look in every direction. So it kind of puts you in a room that you aren't in. It just puts you in an area where you're just kind of like, I'm not here, but I am here. So it takes out the space.
3D space. Now it's like, wow, now we're
so
in a mountain range.
All that it really does is there are these, like, pornography companies can buy these rigs, these, like, special cameras that I think usually they shoot only 180 degrees. So they basically shoot from, like, your sides in front of you. So it kind of puts you in a spot where someone can be doing something in front of you, and it's like, wow, it's as if I'm sitting here watching this in front of me.
Ooh.
So
that doesn't sound that good.
It doesn't, but again, like if you were like, you know, it can be point of view, it can be POV.
Yeah, well, see, like I was thinking, like that's the appeal, like I would imagine to me, right? Instead of because regular porn, you know, you're just you're sitting there anyway. There's like, you know, there's a flat screen. You're like, I'm watching the people have the sex.
Yeah.
But then the appeal of virtual reality porn to me is just like you're like, whoa, just kidding. You can trick yourself into thinking it is I who is having the sex.
And that's the interesting thing about it because you can again if you.
But if you're just sitting there like watching it again.
Well, no, that's not how.
In a room with two people having sex, that just makes it weird. Like,
that's not really how it works. Again, usually it's the point of view.
Is it interactive? Can you choose?
No, it's not.
And you go.
It's choose your own adventure.
Speed up.
Push now in order to
work
orgasm.
on your form. Like
push now to go doggy style. No, it's not interactive. It's a video. It's a video.
Right.
But it's a video shot in a specific way, so that it gives you that illusion that, oh my goodness, this is not my body right in front of me, but it looks like it's my body, and oh my god, that looks like there's someone in front of me. Wiener. It's a you gotta look at the wiener. It is nothing you can especially if you want to point of view, you're looking at someone else's wiener.
It's a fake wiener.
It's a wiener.
You're never not looking at a wiener.
It's a wiener. There's a wiener there. You're like, oh, that's not my wiener, but that's a wiener.
That's how the world works.
That's how the world works.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's basically VR porn. I've absolutely done it, but
nice.
You know, that's something I've done even back before that I got the HTC Vive. I got the HTC Vive because I wanted to play Fallout 4 in VR. That's literally the reason. I can tell you that's the reason.
Yeah.
Because I had my thing that I could do virtual reality pornography on.
Hear that? That's the reason. It's not the porn.
It's not the porn. Let me put it this way. When I got the Gear VR, I was like, holy shit, that's a cool perk. That was, again, I didn't even get it for that either. I bought it because I was like, oh, this is cool. Why don't I get this?
Lonely Tuesdays no more.
Lonely Tuesdays no more. Now
no more.
Best thing though, porn unrelated, is that you know you can put your virtual reality goggles on and pretend you have friends. You can be in a circle with friends and they're talking to each other. And
yeah,
like,
but then your friends.
Oh, this is so nice.
Then all your friends start clicking and they start saying, "Do you know the way?
Do you know the way?"
And then you realize you don't want friends.
And then all of a sudden you realize one's a Knuckles and one's Hank Hill and one is a Barbie that has like hair to the moon, like, you know.
And you realize that you don't want friends anymore.
And then you realize
friends
that
are bad.
One of them literally is like mumbling into a microphone, and two of them are just kind of bumping into each other, and you're like, why am I doing this?
Sounds about right.
That's how internet works.
Shout out to mumbling.
That's basically, yeah. Shout out to mumbling. I remember back in the day, I used to every so often go on something called Second Life, which was like...
Did you?
Yeah. No, I used Second Life when I was younger.
What the fuck is wrong with you?
But it's kind of the same thing, where you're just kind of like, why am I doing this? Why am I doing this?
I can't move my chair, but if I could, I would move it more this direction.
No, I need you in frame. Come over.
But you're disgusting. Second Life.
You ever played Second Life?
No.
I mean, like, I just...
Well, actually, to be fair, I actively avoided playing MMOs as a kid because I have a bit of an addictive personality when it comes to things like I like narrative storytelling, and so I never...
something where there's an end to it.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah, exactly. But MMOs they're just infinite grind cycles. So I just avoided WoW, and I never played League or anything. It's not an MMO, but that shit.
I did a little bit. When I say I played Second Life, I didn't play Second Life that much because
okay,
unfortunately with Second Life, it's because in Second Life you have to actually put
Is there a paywall?
No, there's no paywall, but you have to put money into it to get any kind of interesting experience out of it.
There is a paywall.
And also because I was
soft paywall.
I was an awkward kid that I didn't really want to talk to people on the internet when I was younger. Same thing with like I played RuneScape. Everyone fucking played RuneScape,
See,
but I didn't interact with people.
That's the
on
paradox
RuneScape.
of the internet, right? Like it makes it ever easier to interact with people, but sometimes like it just makes it easier to not at all.
But why do
you know?
again? I just want to blow up my character and not have to talk to anyone. It's fine. Like I'm okay with
I
that.
just want VR pornography in the privacy of my own goddamn domicile.
That's sometimes just what you want.
I don't need
but
to talk to anybody.
I did WoW.
Yeah,
I did do WoW.
nice.
I played that for a long time. I also the one I did the most of was
that's what everyone does. You know, it takes a while to kick a crack habit.
I know. I only ever played like one character on that, for example. The one I did the most was Lord of the Rings Online. I don't know if you even know that was a game, but that's the game I used to play literal dick load of. I used to. I had like multiple characters that were leveled up to.
What is a literal dick load? Side note. Is it a dump truck full of cocks?
Well, imagine a load of something. You just imagine. It doesn't matter what the load is. It could be a load of laundry. It could be a load in a truck. It could be a load of your load.
Phrasing, just okay, yeah.
Now just imagine you take that and
just waiting for you to get there.
It's just dicks, and then it's just too many.
Yeah,
it's just too many dicks.
Yeah.
Like if you have a load of dicks, it's too many dicks. Mm-hmm. You're just like, why do I have all these dicks? And then you're like, there's a load of dicks, and this is too many.
I've only got a half cup of detergent left. This is too many dicks.
How do I wash all these dicks?
Yeah.
Can't put these all in the washing machine. I have to do 2 loads.
You definitely couldn't throw dicks in the dryer. You'd have to hang them dry.
I think you'd have to hang them dry.
If I have a clothesline.
I think you gotta like kind of swing them back and forth to get all the water off.
Yeah.
You gotta swing the dicks.
Sounds fun, but also morbid if we really break it down.
Well, I mean, every so often you got hit in the face with a dick, but that's fine. Like, you just gotta deal with it. You just, okay, I got hit with the face.
Have you ever been hit in the face with a dildo? Because I assume not a penis. Like, just knowing you, it's probably not.
No.
Yeah. Well,
I've never been hit in the face with a dildo.
It hurts. You don't want to...
Have you ever?
Yeah, it's like hard rubber.
No, I've never been...
It was an unused dildo purchased for the purposes of novelty, mind you. It was a party... and someone was very drunk and swung it, and it hit me in the face as I walked by.
I've certainly held a dildo before, as well novelty dildos. I've held one, but I've never been hit in the face with it, I have to admit. What kind of dildo was it? Was it like a big purple one or a big black one?
It was like a big grandiose, like it was about like yay big. And
oh, Jesus Christ, what?
If you guys have ever played Saints Row 2, there's like a massive
the
purple
sword.
baseball bat that's attached, like a massive like floppy purple dildo. It's called the Penetrator or whatever, just fucking...
Which, by the way, fucking fantastic name.
Great. I think that's a really fun game. Side note, it's like GTA, but like actually allows you to do the fun shit that you want to play GTA for. So it was a good series, but anyway. But yeah.
I have a side note.
It was rainbow colored.
I have a side note. Did you know that GTA 5 is the most profitable piece of entertainment
in history?
Ever?
Yeah. No. It was also the biggest entertainment launch in history. Like,
I know, No, I'm not a console gamer, but even I was kind of like...
That's big money!
I want to buy a console for GTA 5. Thank God it came out on PC, because I put a lot of time into GTA 5 when I had it on PC.
My friend still plays it. Like, my friend Igor plays it a bunch.
I booted it up not too long ago, just to kind of jump back, because I was bored one night. I was like, fuck it, I'll just throw on GTA 5. It's a fun game. Like, even if you just play it on your own, it's still fun. That game has changed so fucking much. Like, I instantly logged in and was bombarded by, like, 7 different things I had to do in order to catch up to where the updates are. And I had a lot of money, which was nice, so I could actually do, like, 1 or 2 of them, but I was instantly like, whoa, what the fuck? Where did all these things come from? Now there's, like, things in the main menu, or main map, and, like, you have to buy, like, certain warehouses now, and, like, there's cars that fly, and, like, there's...
they do have cars that fly.
I know, but they're, like, $5 million. And I think I had about $2.5 million. So I was like,
just for scale, like that's a lot.
Yeah, like it is a lot of money, and that's
like the real world economy.
But that's how
$5 million is a lot.
That's how GTA 5 gets it by the balls, because they have some feature that's like, wow, that's awesome. That's $5 million. So you're like, how do I afford that? And then GTA 5 is like, hey,
trapping. You gotta get back to trapping.
You want some drugs? Yeah. - fake money. You have to pay real money for this fake money, and so you can buy the cool thing. It's like drugs. You're just like, you need your fix of flying cars.
I mean, like, how else are you gonna monetize like an old game?
I mean,
to be fair, like, I'm not even mad at the, because like, I mean, like, I don't think it's fair to like box out like previous players of a game, like if you're, but like people's attention spans are so short. Like usually, like the life cycle of like a game is like 6 months. Like even if you tag like a multiplayer mode onto it, right, and it's like mostly a single player game or whatever, but like. People give a shit for like roughly 6 months, and then they go buy like a new thing. And so then your game like completely drops off, and then now that's product's making you no money.
No, GTA 5 has done a really good job keeping it up to date, but it's very clear what they're doing here when they release a new piece of content that's really fun, but it's $5 million. And then you're kind of like, wow, I don't have the... Because if you do a mission, for example, a mission might take you 5 minutes, and you'll probably get about $20,000 from it.
Sure.
That's a lot of missions you gotta do to make $5 million.
Have you played through the story though?
The main story?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been to once.
Okay, I was gonna say you do get like ludicrous money from that. Like also,
it doesn't translate over to online though.
It doesn't.
No,
well,
it doesn't.
That changes the game.
As far as I'm aware, it doesn't.
That changes the game.
Yeah, the game. You can use the money in single player to buy things like all the cars and the bells and whistles in single player, but it doesn't. You have to go over to multiplayer and you have like a specific wallet for your multiplayer character. Again, I could be totally wrong on this, but that's what I understand it to be. Now, anyway. But, yeah, GTA 5. I don't know what the fuck is happening in that game. I had fun playing it for a little bit, a day or two, but I'm kind of looking at this thing like, I don't know what I'm doing. I can't figure this out.
You know what happens? At times they change. The same thing happened with Team Fortress 2.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Team Fortress 2 is another one that changed a lot.
That's a big one, but I feel like, it's like you're playing it, you're having a good time, and then suddenly just life gets in the way and you stop playing it for about a year. And then you come back and suddenly everyone's got goofy, wacky hats, and there's a whole economy that's now based around goofy, wacky hats. And you just think to yourself, wow, am I out of touch? And no, it's the youth of today who are wrong.
This is also my maybe somewhat controversial opinion, but I also think TF2 outstayed its welcome.
Hot take!
Outstayed its welcome by like 5 years. That game really should have died a few years after the Orange Box came out.
I disagree, because I think they did a really good job of actually keeping it like fun and balanced. Like they successfully sort of monetized like a game that was supposed to that never happens, like, because they did like a dedicated team that was like their whole job was they're just like keep TF2 alive and like keep people playing it, like a second Valve team. Like,
I get it. When they released it for free, I get it, and they were kind of like, okay, now everyone can play it and stuff like that. And that's, then again, you have that marketplace to monetize the game and get further funds from it, even though you don't no longer have to pay anything for it. But basically when they kind of got to that point, I was like I don't care anymore. I don't care. This game is like 5 years old. I played it, I bought it, I played it, and I was just like, I didn't care.
Hey, speak for yourself, brother. That's like my kind of game for sure. So I played the shit out of it.
But then again, I also
around the hats. That's when I dipped.
I'm also not one of these people that necessarily likes to play like mainstream games a lot. Like I've never touched Fortnite, for example. You're a big Fortnite player.
Am I? No.
Well, I mean, you talk about it at least, or maybe I'm putting words in.
I played it like last weekend a bunch because I was like hanging out. I was hanging out at my friend's place in Montreal.
Okay, fair.
I don't have it. I don't have that game.
Okay. Well, he was talking about it, so I assumed you played it a bunch.
Yeah, it's weird. When you assume you make an ass out of.
I made an ass out of myself. I know I made such a goof.
You and I.
You a goof.
You SUE.
I'm a goof.
I have played it. It's pretty fun. It's alright.
My point being, I don't really touch popular games because I think they're too popular.
Because I'm too hip. My name's Chris, and I'm better than
I'm a hip
mass
boy.
Culture.
You know what I'd rather do? Play my dumb game that no one plays anymore.
You'd rather play a VR game in which you murder an army of encroaching zombie hot dogs with.
I made a Let's Play on that game. Hey, I'll link to my Let's Play down below. You can watch it right now.
Boom, free plug. Check
free
it
plug.
out.
Because I actually made a Let's Play in that specific game because they updated it recently. Now the update was not filmed, but when I filmed it, I was super into it. And I was like, I want to play this game. I'm doing nothing but play this game. Wow. I'm still kind of in that mode where I'm just like, hot dogs, torches, and hand grenades. I just want to load this up and like gun some hot dogs down for like the next 2 hours.
Yeah.
Because you can do that.
Yeah.
You can just get some fucking monster weapon, and then you're like, wieners, take it. Like you can be like all like Scarface on me, like say hello to my little friend, and you can like, and just like it's family friendly because they're not people, they're wieners.
Have you ever played Serious Sam?
Yes. I played
the same.
3.
That's the exact same appeal of those games, basically.
But in VR, I am the Serious Sam. Now before anyone says it, I understand there's a VR version of Serious Sam.
Is there?
Yeah, there is actually.
I would play the shit out of that.
I've tried it. I didn't like. I'm not saying that. I tried it back when I first got the Vive, and it was I think the version I played was still kind of in like a beta, so I didn't.
So it was shit.
I didn't like it too much. No, I didn't think it was particularly well designed, and it didn't gel with me. So I kind of haven't touched it since. I probably will return to it at some point, especially when I run out of things to do. I want to get Beat Saber. Have you seen Beat Saber at all? Have you heard about that?
I assume it has something to do with music.
Yeah, it's like you get like 2 lightsabers and you like hit certain things to like a beat.
Okay.
It's cool.
Like it's like drumming, the thing that I would do.
But it's in VR.
Oh, okay, yes.
It's the same argument. It's like, oh, I love Guitar Hero. Why don't you just play a guitar?
Actually, to be fair, I suck at Rock Band drums, like, because Guitar Hero doesn't have drums, but like...
Rock Band. Well, it had Guitar Hero drums later on, but that was kind of when it was on its
That was the decline.
It was the decline.
There's a lot of years on the tail end. Well, who made Guitar Hero? Harmonix, right? Or no, they were Rock Band?
Activision and... Harmonix was Rock Band. Activision and... It was the guys who used to make... They used to make the Tony Hawk games.
Fuck if I know.
Don't remember. But
Tony Hawk's Guitar Hero Studios TM.
it was like the Eyeball Studio. I don't fucking know. But anyways, yeah, you could play drums on... It was Neversoft? Oh. No, it wasn't. It wasn't Neversoft. But anyways, you could play the drums on Guitar Hero. That's my point. I don't know where he's going with that.
Well, anyway, I guess where I was going is they're not analogous, you know? Like, I'm shit at drums for Rock Band and Guitar Hero, but I'm okay at the actual drums. So.
But again, I just don't like that argument where it's like, oh, well, if you're doing this thing, why don't you just do this real life thing? Because that's not the fucking point. The point is, I want to be able to play a song now.
I want to play video games.
I want to play the video game. I like looking at the screen. I like getting the high score.
I play video games.
I'm not looking to form a band. I want to play Metallica without having to get a band together and practice for hours and get all that shit done. And there's one kid, there's always one fucking guy on your band that's like never that committed to it and always messes shit up. You're like, wow, fuck, am I working with this person? Then you all have a feud together. One of the other band members is like, you're treating him too hard, and then the other band members are like, yo, and then it's like, you all break up, and then you all hate each other, and then I just want to play Rock Band.
Yeah. Disclaimer, he's never been in a band.
Never been in a band,
but that is how it be.
That is how it be, so I do.
There's that one guy, just or girl, or person.
Or person.
You know, just...
And then if you can break through that mold where everyone is actually like somewhat competent in what they're doing, and you actually put out like music and stuff like that, eventually you're going to break up anyway. Because one of them is going to become a rapper and listen to our advice.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're going to watch this podcast and be like, I need to be a rapper. I need to get face tattoo. I need to get Colgate tattooed on my face. And wear bandanas. And I say everything's fine.
Yeah.
Bringing it back around.
Well, speaking of Colgate, that segues into our little closing advertisement because we're gonna present to you a message from our sponsor.
What's our time? Yeah, we're about an hour. We could probably go for like another 5 minutes or so, but
well, then I'll take 5 minutes to present to you at home the fact that this episode is sponsored by a tiny electric candle. That's right. Do you need your home lit but not that lit? Do you want people to think that you can afford a real candle, but you're maybe too safe to actually bother with a real candle? Do you feel as if, you know, like you like you don't like the kind of like flicker and flame, you know, like the raw animalistic unchained nature of fire, you know what I mean? Like you're not Jesus, you're not Prometheus. You're just a homeowner, and you're just do you want a candle that you can put on your head without fear of lighting your entire fucking head ablaze? Like, then you need these tiny electric candles. Our sponsor for this evening, or I don't know, I think it's about evening. It's like 5:30 in the p.m. Check it out. You can turn them on as they are right now. Oh, but now it's off. But now it's on again. And would you look at that lighting? Wow, it lights up the whole centimeter diameter.
I know
space
if we turn this
immediately to the whoa.
If we turn these lights off, these lights will be equivalent.
Whoa. Yeah.
In fact, I think we should light our entire podcast.
Well, you can do it from hand to hand. You can drop them as you attempt to do it, and then there's no fuss, no muss, no stress, no worry, because my house is not on fire. I'm looking good as ever.
Even though we forgot to
looking good.
We forgot to blow it out.
You can blow them out. Yeah, you have to kind of time it with when you turn it off.
The same way you can blow. Oh, I fucked that one up. You can blow it on.
Wow. Can you do that with a regular candle?
No.
I think not.
You can't. You got to get open flame for that shit.
If you want.
And we can't produce open flame. You know what we can produce, though? Open electricity.
Open electricity.
Open electricity.
This runs on batteries, presumably.
Runs on willpower.
Even if the battery runs out, you can get 100 of these things for like $5 at the dollar store.
I'm gonna be completely honest with you, James. It's actually cheaper just to get another one of these.
That's exactly where I was going. You
just get another one of these.
Don't even bother replacing it. Just contribute to the mass waste. You know.
Have you ever wanted to say fuck you to a sea turtle? Buy a bunch of these.
Okay, this is a tangent, but did you know, Chris and others, that there is a land mass roughly twice the size of Texas that's comprised entirely of garbage and floats in the Pacific Ocean? It is a free-floating garbage island. Twice the size of Texas.
How big is it again?
Twice the size of Texas.
Okay, but you know what? I'm okay with that because number one, Texas is puny and pathetic. No offense to my Texans out there. And number two, fuck sea turtles.
Texas would fight you to the death.
Texans would fight me to the death.
Said that to Texas's face.
I went on vacation to Texas recently, and they are there's some Nash.
That's fine. It's fine. See, this is the things that you can do. You can just nonchalantly tip your head and then just kick that fucking candle.
There are some Texans are some proud people. You Texas, you go. I'm actually no judgment. You go for it, guys. I'm proud of you. You do it.
Yeah.
You're the only republic in the states. You're not a state. You're a republic.
The Republic of Texas.
Yeah.
What does that mean legally speaking?
I think legally that means they get certain benefits from it. I'm totally speaking out my ass right now. I do know that they're a republic. They're not a state. And I think they're the only state that's not a state.
All right, so they're the only republic that's a republic.
Again, they used, I guess Texas used to be very intertwined with like Mexico, so they kind of like never wanted to join the Union, and you know, they kind of stayed separate for a long time, but they eventually were convinced to come, but they want some certain advantages or some certain privileges compared to everywhere else, so they think they technically became the republic.
They said, we want a bag of sweet chili heat Doritos for every woman, man, and child in the Republic of Texas. And we can. And that is a guarantee. That is a.
And then America said, best we can do is Cool Ranch, and they're like, okay, fine.
They didn't like it, but they did.
They
understood that it was for the greater good.
So Texas isn't in its own country. It's just the Republic of Texas. Thanks.
Well, that's a fun little fact. But
that's a fun little fact.
Back to the massive garbage aisle. You know, like maybe you'll feel bad. You know, like we all are looking for ways to reduce our carbon footprints in this confusing age of just ecological, uncertainty. And, you always hear about these horror stories. A bald-nosed dolphin got like a fucking 6-pack of Coors around its neck, and then it was a very fashionable dolphin for a brief amount of time until it died. And that's not something anyone wants to hear. You know, sea turtles getting all cut up on like Pez dispensers and such, and just opening them to find out that there's no Pez in there anymore because the Pez is just going to disintegrate in the ocean. If it wasn't already eaten by the time it was thrown away, because why would you throw away
what kind of fucking monster
Pez dispenser in the first place?
Who the fuck does that? Who throws away a Pez dispenser? I hate that kind of person the most.
I saw that on the street one time. I mean, to be fair, it was around Halloween, and, I guess things get shifty, and anything could happen. But, yeah, just, Pez dispenser, you pick it up. Full Pez dispenser. I did not eat any because I found it on the streets, but it was there, and that's not all right.
Could have been Fun Pez.
Fun Pez?
Fun Pez.
What is Fun Pez?
Your little popping pills.
Like the little ones?
I'm gonna be honest. Am I the only person that was
Fun Pez. You mean like oxycodone?
Yeah.
Oh, but in a Pez dispenser.
Yeah.
That wouldn't work. Well, actually, you could put probably, and like, don't do this at home, kids, but you could probably fit like a half a Xanax bar in a place of each of the Pez that you put in a Pez dispenser. So if you're in for like a really rambunctious evening that you don't want to remember at all,
you just Pez those.
Do that.
Xanax.
Do
Pez that Xanax.
Pez that Xan.
I also hear it works with Viagra. For a really fun night.
Yeah, but no, because it has to be like a square one, right? Because Pez are like square and like they're
what's
stacked on top of each other.
What's Viagra? I've never actually seen a Viagra pill.
You never seen Viagra? It's like a blue diamond. That's their trademark.
Oh,
thing.
Well, what happens if I cut it up? What happens if I put the extra effort and I'm like I cut the little dips off?
You might as well just snort it. Take that shit to the dome at that point.
But what happens if I want it in a Pez dispenser?
Snorting Viagra, the way to be.
Would it still be the same effect if you snort Viagra?
I actually have no idea. No comment. The jury is out on the intranasal bioavailability of Viagra. But we will, if you have any answers, throw them down in the comments. Let us know. Can you snort
Viagra? I was about to say Pez. Viagra.
Pez. You can probably snort Pez.
Can you snort Pez?
One time at summer camp, I snorted Fun Dip because someone dared me to snort Fun Dip. Which, if you're not familiar with Fun Dip, it's a dip and it's fun and it's like you get like it's like a candy. You get like a little kind of like a chalky like stick essentially, and you get like 3 different kinds of like orange grape and then like cherry or some fun shit usually. They're like just sugar crystals I guess in each bag, and they're all and then you lick the stupid chalky thing and then you dip it in. You get to coat it with all the other sugar and you go, wow. That's fun.
I know those things.
Yeah.
The worst I've ever snorted was All Brand. I snorted a pack of All Brand.
All Brand?
Yeah.
Cereal.
Yeah.
That's way worse.
Well, no, it was like a package of it. It was like a snack, and someone was just like poof poof snorted. And I was like fuck it, and I did it, and it hurt my face.
Yeah, like okay.
It really hurt my face.
We did the exact same thing, so I'm in no position to be judgmental about the story that you just shared with me. But All Brand?
Yeah, All Brand. It's the worst shit I've ever snorted. To be honest, completely honest here. Worst shit I've ever snorted was All Brand.
I think less of you now.
Would it make you feel better if I actually told you I was lying and the worst thing I've ever snorted was crack cocaine?
No.
So it was actually better if I said to you, listen, I snorted crack cocaine, but one time I had some All Brand.
I'd prefer it if I don't even think you can snort crack, but if you did snort crack,
James, not with that attitude.
No, but you can definitely. I can't even imagine what kind of an attitude you need to have to snort fucking All Brand cereal. Huh?
I was an adventurous child. I was like, I need to snort a thing.
6 was a big age for me. It was a controversial.
I think I was probably like 12 at the time. I want to say. I was at our school, so I don't know what year that I must have been over 10 at that point. So
That's good.
I did it with an old friend of mine.
I don't know if it was definitely Keith.
It was definitely Keith, yeah.
I don't know if that's more to your credit or not. Like what?
I love how my buddy Keith. I'm not gonna talk anymore about him, but he's just like definitely this guy. Yeah,
We knew a guy in high school. He's a guy.
He's a guy, good guy,
ridiculous.
But he was a silly boy back in the day, so very silly.
A wild hootin', tootin', falutin' son of a bitch.
Wild tootin', pootin', jootin', tootin', dang.
Yeah, you just keep saying things.
Yeah, I know. That's all I do. I do every day, all day long, is say things.
I hope to continue to do it until I die one day. So
I know.
good.
I hope one day I will always say things. Where was I going with that? I don't know.
I don't know, but I'll tell you where I'm going with this, and that's right. Jim Johnson's #1 electrical candles. They're tiny. They'll light your home. They won't burn shit to the ground, but they will raise the roof if necessary. Use them to light a dinner party. Use them to light a bat mitzvah. Use them to light a one-person show that David Blaine is putting on for you, not your wife, because you told her, "Hey, honey, I just really need a release. This whole marriage thing is just it's
Fuck your
a
wife.
lot. It's a lot, and I need my private entertainment." And so she's agreed to go out with her friends for the evening, and so David Blaine is putting on a one-man show for you, and he's using these tiny candles to tastefully yet extravagantly light the room. Bring it to an appropriate level of mood lighting. That's not too much. It's not too little, because it gets the job done. It is lit, but not too much, because too much would be too much, especially for David Blaine. So with that in mind, we'd like to thank our sponsor, Jim Tiny Candles, or whoever.
I think that's what you said.
Whatever the name I said earlier was, that was right the first time. The second time, it's just hearsay. It's lies, potentially. But that's not important. What is important is that these candles are available now from your online retailer. If you go to www.smallcandles3.com, that's smallcandles3.com.
The letter. The number 3.
The number 3, spelled like the number 3, however you spell it. /little tits.
And we would like to thank you for sticking with us for our first podcast. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed our shenanigans and enjoyed our voices and faces. I hope you subscribe and like this video, and please comment. We dropped some interaction comment shit earlier, and I think it'd be fun if we could all like.
Well, there's no need to don't call it shit. Don't disparage it.
I was more just like a general.
This is a wholesome thing. We
it's
care.
Wholesome.
We
We dropped some wholesomeness earlier, and we would like you to interact with us.
Wholesome shit.
Wholesome shit.
Wholesome shit.
Anyways, thank you so much. We will be back for another one at some point. I don't know if I can know when. We'll figure that out.
Yeah, we'll be back. If we're not back by this time next week, assume that we're both dead and the worst has happened.
Yes. And stay tuned for Monday. We'll have another episode of The Show.
It's a show.
The Show.
Who knows what it's about? It's called The Show?
Gonna be honest, we don't know what it's about yet either, but we'll figure it out as we go. All right, thank you. Thank you so much.
I'm not sure at some point.
We'll see you next week.
That's correct.